we're going to learn how to disagree agreeably. So let's say, for example, that you want to make a pitch to your manager to get you a promotion. If you begin by saying, I want a promotion, and they disagree, probably they're going to go into shutdown mode and stop listening to your success stories, and they're going to come up with the rebuttal of the reasons why they can't. So instead, we want to begin neutrally presenting the evidence and then say, therefore, this shows I'm ready for a promotion. That way, even if they disagree with us, at least they've listened to us and examined the evidence. Next is using different types of information to be more convincing and add credibility versus just saying, I want or I think. So if it's a demonstration, think about this. If you created an app, you would show your manager that app and show them how it works and walk them through it. Next is using an example. Let's say that you are not yet a people manager and you want to be. You can tell an example, a story about how you coached one of your mentees through a difficult situation and what the impact was, and then say, therefore, this shows I'm ready to be a people manager. Next is using facts. Some people just really like numbers and dollars. So if you're a salesperson, you might say, here are my numbers for the year. I'm $100,000 over quota. Therefore, I'm ready to be sales manager. Next is using an exhibit. Think about visual aids like graphs, pie charts, PowerPoint slides. What if you wrote a book or a white paper? You would bring that in and show them that you were published. That adds credibility to you and for the organization. Next is using an analogy. Analogies are best when we're trying to either teach something or it's a complex subject that we're trying to simplify. So if you use something everyday, relatable, a process people already understand, and then use that to make a connection with the thing that you're trying to convince. So, for example, if I'm trying to convince you guys to use different forms of evidence, I would say consider Amazon, that they use several different forms of evidence. There's going to be a picture of the item. There's going to be a description, what it's made of. Then there's going to be customer comments and what people think about it. And last, there's statistics around, 20,000 4.5 star ratings. So they know that using several different forms of evidence is useful to be convincing. The T stands for testimonials. Let's say you completed a great project for your corporate vice president and they sent you a glowing email. You would present that to your manager as saying, who else says so beside you? That prevents you from feeling like you're bragging because you're showing either a customer or another leader and who else says that you're successful. And last is using statistics. So this is where you can show the statistical average of customer service going up, or that, if the product that you were in charge of went from a 3-star rating to 4-star rating, and you can statistically show that increase and make some predictions about the impact that's going to have next year. So use these 7 forms of evidence to help add credibility and make a good case. This also lays the foundation to prepare you for their rebuttal. So likely the other person is going to disagree with you and say, no, I can't give you a promotion. We don't have the budget. First, you're going to listen, stay calm, physically stay open, and show respect for the other person's idea using a cushion. And a cushion literally softens the blow and it makes it more comfortable. So you may say something like, you make a good point that you don't have the budget for this. I see what you mean. And another thing to consider, since money is an important priority for you, is we have $100,000 added to the budget based on the additional revenue I sold. So therefore, can you please put my promotion through? Using a cushion really preserves the relationship. And a lot of times people think they're doing it by saying, I see what you mean, but. When we say but, however, nevertheless, it says you're wrong. And the other thing it does is negates their points. What we're trying to do is show both sides. Say, here's your evidence, and I see that. Here's another way of looking at it. So keeping it open with another consideration or another form of evidence is, and then you present a different form of evidence to be convincing, and then say, based on these customer testimonials, it shows that I should be promoted. When you use this full process, you begin with the evidence, say, therefore I think, then you use a cushion to show respect for the other person, a smooth transition into the next form of evidence, and then say, this evidence shows you're making a case for yourself confidently and with clear communication, and most important, you're using diplomacy and tact to preserve that relationship and show that you can disagree agreeably.